And then the game to kick off the weekend. Your boy King Henry got dethroned out of his own palace, John. I'm gonna just be put it out there.
It wasn't his fault. I'll take the fence. I ain't
he
gonna
was he was injured, you know. But his trusty sidekick, Ryan Tannehill,
I was just about to say
did
that's
not
the problem.
get it done. First play of the game. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Throw an interception first play of the game. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Because the whole world knew that they were going to run the ball with Henry. That's why he threw it.
Yeah, but if anything, I give it to the fullback. Something like, you know, it's he just had a lot of dumb plays. I'm gonna just be honest. Like that safety blitz, you threw it, he threw it right to him. Like, you want the ball? Catch it. Like, what are you doing, Ryan Tannehill? And the defense, that's the best they could have played. They got pressure on Burrow, sacked him 9 times. So it's like, bruh, the defense did everything you could ask for. You just keep giving them the ball back. You can't win games like that. And then you giving the defense short field, and they just kicked a bunch of field goals. So, I mean, for me personally, they got to figure out what they're doing with Ryan Tannehill. Is he really the guy? Or do you really want to go through this next year if you're able to get the number 1 seed and he literally throws the game away?
This is who I truly believe is the best fit for Aaron Rodgers. He has Julio Jones. You have AJ Brown. The Titan, Tennessee, man. Okay. I really believe, like, if I'm Russell or Aaron and I'm going somewhere for sure, you know, or maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but I'm saying if they are going for somewhere sure, man, Tennessee's the best. You got Julio and AJ. You got a guy who scores touchdowns. You got your yardage guy on the other side. That's what you look at all the great teams, man. You always had one yardage guy and one touchdown guy. You know what I mean? Like Isaac Bruce scored touchdowns, Torrey Holt got yards. You know, and now you have Derrick Henry too. Derrick Henry did everything that he was supposed to. I predicted him having about 3 yards a carry because when Derrick Henry's in the game, you gotta stack the box. Right, so he had about 20 carries for like 60 yards. But what he did, man, like he unscrewed the pickle jar. He loosened the pickle jar for his backup, for his Dante Foreman. I don't know if it's Deontay or Dante, but and then he was able to just take the lid off the top. And Dante had some nice runs, man. But that being said, like Tannehill never capitalized, man. Like that one run from Dante all the way down inside the red zone, and then just on that safety blitz, man, that's an easy play. You just pump fake that and then go under. Like I don't understand. Every one of them picks, man, I'm blaming on him. I don't care. Like I know some of them hit his guys in the hands, but like and then came off. But dude, they were just the wrong throws at the wrong time, man. Like it was so hard to watch. So I truly believe that the Texans have to make a move at quarterback. If I'm them, I'm going out and trying to get one of those guys, Rodgers, or because I'm telling you, man, this team with those receivers and that running back and that defense, man, Joe Burrow would have racked up 30 points in this game if he had Derrick Henry. Like that's my point. Like you give him those same pieces, the guy completed 75% of his passes for like I don't know what, like over 300 yards or something like that. Like Burrow cooked him. He didn't have a lot of touchdowns, but man, he had a game. Like, and yet the Titans defense held them as good as they could, and Tannehill did nothing with it.
True. What you got, my bro?
Yeah, I was about to say, man. Definitely a good game, of course. Man, I agree with John though. They definitely got to look at this QB situation because I mean. I feel like I said, he threw away the game, man. First play of the game, like you said, threw an interception.
And then the first play of the second half, like, bruh.
First play of the second half,
what are you reading?
And then on the last drive to try to win it, he threw an interception. So it's just like he throws his interceptions at the wrong key points, man. It's just like you can't really have a guy like that if you want to try to win a Super Bowl or go, try to get to the Super Bowl, I should say. So definitely they got to fix that QB situation. And it's definitely health. Health kind of killed them as well. I mean, Julio was kind of injured the whole season, but I mean,
yeah, they never was able to build a rhythm.
Yeah, and so was AJ. I think AJ was hurt for a minute, and of course Henry.
So yeah, but that's what I'm like. If they can get health, if they can get the health situation together, the QB situation together, I really feel like the Titans could definitely go to the next level.
But I think the way to get Henry,
but
healthy, is you gotta him and Foreman got to be a two-headed monster. You can't be giving Henry the ball 35, 40 times a game.
Yeah, because you don't, like I said, with the whole running back situation, you don't want to run him down to where
you go to the ground.
He's pulling
but that's also how right. I agree with that. That's also how Dante Foreman is able to have 4 carries for 66 yards, right? Like you just keep pounding that line with Henry, and eventually then just put Foreman out. And if they pull 1 or 2 guys out of the box, man, you can just pop out some long runs on them.
But that's what I'm saying. You can have a two-headed monster.
I'm gonna say 1.5.
I feel like that's the way to go in the NFL right now is to have a two-headed monster. Honestly,
yeah,
you definitely don't.
I'm gonna say you still give Henry.
You take too much of a beating trying to do it any other. Trying to have one guy. Adrian Peterson.
But I do think that's what makes them great, though. Is I don't think you can have it where like it's down in Dallas where they both get 10 carries. I think it's still got to be like one guy gets 15 and the other guy. This is still a running team. Like I think this team shouldn't change who they are.
But I think the difference between Zeke and Henry, I think Zeke is slowing down. Henry just, you got to give him a breather.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Different situation. I think with Ezekiel Elliott, I think he's taking too much of a beating, and that's why he's slowing down now.
But the reason they leave Henry out a lot of times is to soften up the defense for Tannehill, and he still can't get it done. Like if Tannehill softens up, if Tannehill can take advantage of a soft secondary, that's when you can finally give Henry his breathers. But Tannehill's not doing that. And so you still got to leave him out there to like bring the defense in so you can give Tannehill a shot. And he's just not getting it done. If anything, I would say Tannehill will go down as probably the greatest tackling quarterback of all time. He has he's got a sweet like highlight reel of tackles. I will give him that. But
I don't think no quarterback wants to be for that.
But and another thing though, I want to add
some sweet tackles, man. I'm just saying, go look him up, man. The dude's got some nice tackles. Like I'm talking about taking people out, like Pat McAfee.
And honestly, and another thing I just want to add, this has nothing to do with Tennessee. I'm actually gonna give Bengals some props here. Joe Burrow, man, it showed hella toughness for that guy to get sacked 9 times to still pull out a dub, bro. Like that's just crazy. It just shows how tough this guy is, and it just shows like this guy he's made to be in the league, man. Like,
but I think somebody like that, having that kind of quarterback, you feel like you can run through a brick wall because he'll motivate you.
And the guys want to rally around him, man. And one more thing I want to add with them, and I'll give the Bengals one more props. I might have found me a new kicker that I like out of them, man. Evan.
Oh yeah.
I like that kid's confidence, man. For a rookie to come out there and say, "Hey, we going to the AFC Championship," that's hella confidence. I lush like that, man.
Hey,
that's my new favorite kicker right there. I might have to get his jersey since we talking about getting favorite kickers' jerseys.
I'm telling y'all, this is not the Chiefs. Do not want this problem, especially that Chiefs defense. If you thought Josh Allen had a field day. I mean, it was only a couple weeks ago. Jamar Chase had what, like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns? That was only about a month ago.
It's going to be some trouble.
And this defense ain't changed.
I think the big story will be, Andy Reid versus Joe Burrow, right? Can he game plan to slow down Joe Burrow? Because if he can, listen, if Pat Mahomes gets – Pat Mahomes is typically a second half quarterback, man. He dominates second halves. So if he goes into halftime up 10 or 14, that game is over. He's closing that thing out.
I mean,
so I think the big story is, can Andy Reid plan for this?
Keep forgetting though, they were up 28-7, against this Bengals team and lost.
That's true.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying playoff Pat Mahomes is different than
it is.
It is.
But your defense got to come to play.
I agree.
Because Joe Burrow,
I think a lot of that is defensive.
As the further the game goes, he's only going to get more dangerous.
Yeah, but so is Pat Mahomes. That's my point.
I
think the first half is going to be a big tell.
Why do people keep saying that? Pat Mahomes is not a corner. He's not a safety.
Right, but he's not going to take his foot off the pedal either. Like he will.
He can't help the defense. They still got to cover.
He's up 2 scores at halftime. It's just going to get worse in the second half. Is what I'm saying.
And we have to see if the Honey Badger going to be back too, because he went out that first corner with a concussion too.
He got a concussion.
That's going to be a tough loss.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like the first half is going to be a big deal for Andy Reid. He's got to limit them to maybe 10 points in the first half. He can't.
Not with that defense.
Right, but I'm saying as a coach, you have to. That's my point. Is that's how you
really on Steve Spagnuolo right? Though. That's
if you win, but if you win with Brady or Mahomes or any of those guys, like it's not like you'll go down as like he's a pretty good coach, but he had all the best players. Like to go down as a great coach, man. These are the moments you got to prove. Like, okay, I can stop this guy with what I got.
John, he's never been that kind of coach. Well, he's an offensive-minded guy.
And I agree, but I'm just saying he's got to get it done.
That's just what he is. He's an offensive-minded coach.
So you're saying they just don't game plan for it? Like
he doesn't. He leaves that up to Steve Spagnuolo. That's why he's the defensive coordinator.
I agree. So, yeah, I'm not just saying Reid. I'm talking about, like, the Chiefs coaching staff.
I think he'll put his
versus Burrow.
But it's like, Steve, you gotta do something. We can't let Jamar Chase do us like he did Baltimore. We can't. Yeah. We cannot. Because if he get going, you got T. Higgins over there. Then you don't want, Tyler Boyd.
I was about to say, you got Boyd.
They got weapons. And then you got to figure out how to shut down Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Receiving and rushing out the backfield. They are a problem.
I know, but that's how you prove yourself as a coach. That's what I'm saying, by stopping problems.
You do, but you thought last week was rough. This kid is just as rough. The only difference between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, Joe Burrow is not running over no corners.
And he's not as fast.
Exactly. He's not running over. If he does, it would be like look, you need to.
Joe Burrow said after last year he's never getting hit again. He said he got hit one time and he goes, I'm not doing that again. Yeah. That was stupid.
This Sunday is going to be a problem.
By the way, does Josh Allen remind you of John Elway a little bit? Like, man, just the way he's a leader, man. Like, I love watching him play. He's a true leader, man. Like,
that's why I like the Bills, man. They're going to be tough.
But yeah, last thing, man, on Titans. Like, I do believe the Titans are the Rams of the AFC. I believe they have all the pieces to be the best team in the league in their conference.
Just don't have
the quarterback. You got to go find that quarterback. And I've defended Tannehill for years, so I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've done it for the last time. They got to go get.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but is he? But listen, I'm just saying, man. I stuck up for him when he was in Miami for years, but it's over. Like, I'm sorry, man.
It's a wrap.
You had the world. You had the eyes of the world on you, and
you got whooped.
You came up. Well, not even. You came up small.
You couldn't handle the pressure, man.
By the way,
Garoppolo gave you every chance in the world to win this game.
Garoppolo's not getting heat for that. Garoppolo had a terrible game, probably almost as bad as this one.
But you know what happened?
And he's not getting heat for it because his defense closed it out for him. And that's another thing. I know he's talking all that at the Packers at the end of the game. He was talking all that, whatever. But listen, man, he got saved. He should be going to his team and be like, man, thank you guys.
Man,
if anybody should have said that, the damn kicker should have said that.
You think Deebo Samuel That's
right.
insane.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
On
Like
3rd and 8, he get 9 yards.
He was way too cocky for the type of game he had. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you feel like you got big balls after you just did something unthinkable. Because you know what's funny? They put a statistic up about all West Coast teams before the game started. There was like all West Coast teams are like 3-12 at Lambeau Field in the playoffs. And I'm like, why would you show that? 9 times out of 10, when you show that or say something like that, it usually goes the other way. Like when they be like, man, he's made his last 50 field goals. Why are you saying that now? Wait until after he makes it. And
hey,
like
NFC,
clockwork, that boy a minute.
NFC
Be
Championship
wide
and
right.
Super Bowl both being held in the same building this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
First time ever.
That's crazy.
Back-to-back weeks.